Okay, let's start. Last presentation of the day, the best one, of course. Happy to be here with you today. My name is Baudouin, part of the NetSkill team. Some of my colleagues are in the room, and very happy to present you a very interesting solution for organizations active in the fundraising. Ooh, there is an echo. If you have any questions during the presentation, you have the opportunity to post them via this QR code or this URL, and we're going to ask them as good as we can at the end of the presentation. Good. What do we have on the agenda? First, rapid introduction about who we are, NetSkill. Then we're going to focus on why Odoo for fundraising, and more especially a solution that we have developed together with a client with some key domains and personas to understand the benefits of that solution. What does it bring to you if you're active in that sector or if you're an integrator helping clients in that area? And we also have the confirmation from a client that it brings a lot of value. Great. NetSkill. We started in 2001. We did our first project in 2012, first Odoo projects. And we became an official partner in 2015. We have more than 50 projects in our track record, not only in Belgium, because we are based here in Belgium, but also abroad, and happy to help you in your countries as well. We have a team in Belgium and teams abroad, in total 25 people. And we like to focus on some sectors because we believe that an integrator is even more professional when he knows the business activities of his clients. And so we have been focusing on two sectors. One is real estate with solutions that we name You Rent and You Own, and in the fundraising, our topic of today. Good. So you are also active in the fundraising, and most probably you will agree with me that Odoo is a good fit. Those organizations, those small teams are looking for the right IT solution to support their different activities. We, of course, as Odoo experts can confirm that. And also we have observed that large players here around, like WWF or Croix-Rouge de Belgique, have selected Odoo, which is a good sign. But what we observed when analyzing their Odoo usage is that they were using first old releases, and secondly, there was no integration with accounting. And what we wanted to offer is the full set to our client: accounting, fund release, and also the management of legacies. Great. You will know that slide, right? This is one of our favorite slides when we present, yes, the benefits of having one technology like Odoo against the spaghetti of best of breed solutions and tools that many fundraising organizations have selected and implemented. And we observe that it's not a gift for our clients to have many different tools to integrate, to maintain. And when they observe all what Odoo can deliver, they really love it. Let's go to the key business steps in a fundraising organization. First, starting from up left, you know that the first challenge is to create awareness, right? Using different communication channels, websites, mass mailings, events, etc. You have to call for donations. You have to address the right messages to the right donor segments. and hopefully you're going to obtain your donations. Um, the next steps can be a nightmare for successful fundraising organizations, how to process all those individual little donations, how to manage the right accounting, how to allocate them properly to different projects, and how to thank as automatically as possible those different donors. So that's where our role becomes very important, because we not only want to make it efficient and automate, but we also want to integrate the booking, the accounting part of the game, and the attestation and reporting steps as well. So what can we offer? We offer, of course, the traditional Odoo modules, but certainly new modules developed for the fundraising sector. You see them in a different color on the screen. Targets to define the right donors, targets and segments, donations to manage each individual donation. We're going to go into those details in a moment. Legacies to manage the legacies and conventions for agreements with organizations who, yes, promise to give you different amounts over time. The best way, I think, to present you what we can do with you is to go through the roles of different personas, right? So we divided this process in 6 different roles. The first one is the fundraising and marketing expert, key one, the people who will activate their brains to find the best methods to motivate donors. Then you have to manage the donations, work with the accountant. If you get legacies, manage them. If you're a general manager, you will have several needs, and at the end of the day, you have to provide attestations to your donors and to the government. So let's have a rapid look to the different roles. The first one is this fundraising expert. On the left, you see the key aspects of the game. You have to manage this multi-channel donation marketing approach with how can I nurture my community, how can I get the right sponsors, how can I motivate and manage peer-to-peer initiatives, how about my website, my newsletters, my events, etc., etc. And then we talk a lot about CRM, yes, contacts, of course, segments would be great, target groups, marketing automation. All those aspects are covered with tailor-made elements and with standard Odoo modules. For instance, I don't know if some of you know Collect. It's a peer-to-peer web-based application where people can really create their own donation page. We integrated Odoo with Collect. We create a tailor-made contact sheet. We're going to see that in a moment. Segmentation and group definition rules, etc., etc. Let's have a rapid look to give you a flavor. For instance, if you have a donor sheet, automatically the donor will be classified according to that segmentation rule. You will have the ability to track any important tag characteristic to leverage that in your target setting. We're going to have figures and statistics to be able to understand the behavior and the potential of each person. If you have multi-channel for your donation, you will be able to understand which brought you most of the amounts and in which proportions. The next step will be to say, okay, guys, I want to organize a mass mailing. I want to address it to specific people. How can I leverage all those concepts in an easy-to-use interface to define target groups. And we built that to make sure that any people in the organization without IT knowledge can create those target groups. We, of course, then have the next step, going into Odoo email marketing, selecting the right targets, and sending the right messages in different languages with all the capabilities that you know of tracking responses, etc. Right? Second role is the donation manager. I get donations, fantastic. I have to review them daily. But there is a key challenge. Who is the donor? Do I know that donor already or not? And what will I do with that money, right? That's the project assignment. And what we try to do is to give the right tool to the donation manager to save a lot of time at the accounting side of the game. After this management of the donations, I have to thank the donors properly. And of course, I will differentiate my message if I received 50 euros or 5,000. So you get all your channels and your sources, you collect them electronically, and you have a system to show the unreconciled donation. So you anticipate already that we can reconcile automatically. So the key challenge is, okay, those donations are coming in, but many donors are not known yet. Could the system generate a donor sheet automatically? And the answer is yes, with the help of the donation manager who knows a lot of things, and also with a scoring algorithm that we developed. Namely, we analyze the name, we analyze the address, we analyze the bank account, we analyze as many elements as we can from the bank transaction details, and we give it a score. You see score 120, 90. So the system will give you, with the highest, the best matching at the top, his proposals to make sure you don't duplicate donors in your database, right? Then when you have to thank them, they will tell you immediately, this one deserved a special thanking or not, and you can automate them with the Odoo tools, prepare emails, prepare letters, give you the ability to edit the letters if desired, right? The accountant used to spend a lot of time with those individual savings. Now, the idea is to avoid that. It has to be automated, and the accountant has to focus on supplier invoice and expenses, general overhead, HR cost, assets, general ledger statements, but not on those donations anymore, right? Fourth role, not in any organization, but in many situations we observe that the legacies is an important part of the game. The fact that people anticipate their end of life and they say, okay, I would like to donate part of my patrimonium to that association, and it requires a lot of administration. So we also integrated all the necessary elements to do the administration, the accounting, the legal aspects, with a specific life cycle management of a legacy. I don't go into the details here, but please know that we can help you in that domain as well. Final step, you're the manager of that small team. You have to actually understand how you're going to allocate those amounts, how the team has been performing. You will actually be responsible for the final accounting details. You have a board that requires some reports. How can we help you? So basically, there are some dashboards available to show you the key performance indicators, the KPIs with the right counters and charts. You can, of course, leverage all the key dimensions of the system to understand which campaign has been successful, in which project did we invest, can we understand the total that we already distributed, who have been the beneficiaries, and how can I get to the details of the individuals who received maybe an envelope to cover a specific budget in that area, right? So that's the big advantage of having everything available. You know, those pivot views that everyone appreciates in Odoo. Final role, persona 6, is the attestation officer. That person has to deliver very important documents to the donors. I don't know in your countries, but in Belgium, annual attestations have to be delivered because it has a fiscal value for each donor. And also the government is asking to each association to deliver a very specific report named Belcotax in Belgium, but might be named differently in your countries. Yes, how can we make sure that we deliver those key reports on time with the right quality automatically to those different stakeholders, right? So for that as well, in the menu, you get all what you need to prepare them, check them, deliver them in different formats. Good. That was it for me. I'm checking the time. Do I have still? Okay. I let you 1 minute to ask your questions via the chat, and I'm just leveraging the client testimonial because we got the honor to receive the feedback, written feedback from the client, and the client confirmed that they were very happy about our services. So for us, it's the best feedback we can receive about NetSkill as an integrator. Did it well? Yes. And then the second aspect was, how about the technology? How about Odoo? Yes, they can confirm that it's the right solution they need, and it's bringing the expected benefits. All right.
Perfect, thank you. There's a few questions. Can everyone buy those apps? And if so, how do you price those apps? They're thinking, I guess it's hard to find a mix between making money, but also having a fair price.
Right. No, we didn't bring the solution on the App Store. The way we work with the client or a local integrator, and then we propose a complete offering, services and solution. There is no price model yet available, but anyone interested can reach out and we
They
can
get a special offer for
yes,
it.
exactly.
What were some issues you encountered when developing those apps?
Solution issues is not the right word. I think the
Challenges.
the challenge. No, sure. I think the challenges have been identified at the very beginning. I mentioned the key one, which was the link between donation management and accounting. Right? We managed to cover that. Another challenge has been how to generate the right website. It took a bit of time to get to the website we wanted. The third challenge has been email marketing, where actually when sending the first mass emails, we realized that there were some issues with Outlook clients, but we are trying to solve that. But those were the key issues.
Perfect. Are there similar softwares that does what you do, and if so, what makes you better? if they are similar, if do you have competitors? Are there
Of course,
people
no,
offering
of
similar
course we.
software?
So what make because we got an excellent feedback from people who know the market very well, and they know that our competitors also use Odoo, but first older versions. Secondly, not as advanced in the interface and the options offered. And third, and maybe that's the most important item, is the lack of integration with the accounting. We really wanted to have an all-in-one accounting integrated.
Nice. Similar to this, can you generate an automatic thank you letter for then a donation that has been made by a direct wire transfer? Yes. So the donor isn't registered, only the base of the information of the wire transfer is the only information that you have. Can you then send an automatic thank you?
I don't know the situation in all countries, but in Belgium, the bank transaction details include the owner of the account and his or her address. And in that case, it's enough to send a letter to that person. You don't have the mobile phone or the email yet, but at least you have an address to send a letter.
And is it possible to make that an automated thank
Yes,
you
it is the
letter?
case,
That's
right?
the
So, as I mentioned, we can't automate it fully because we want the donation manager to control the fact that there is no duplicate, right? But if in fact you could automatically send a letter based on, but there are some specific situations. For instance, people subscribe for an amount per month, right? We name that ordre permanent in French, so permanent order probably in English. You don't have to send a thank you letter monthly, right? So that's why you have to integrate some concepts in the system to do it yearly, exactly once a year. Yeah, because basically there are so many specific components in a donation that yes, you could convert it into a sales order, but basically we want to go directly to reconciliation, to account moves, etc., without having to create an SO. But
yeah. Do you use a special model for the report generation of then the donations?
Of course, yes. I mean, if you're referring to the attestation.
I'm just reading them. So
yes, sure. Yeah, sure. So of course, yeah, you have to tailor that because people are used to a specific template, and consequently, you have to develop it properly for your countries in the right language with the right structure.
Do you support monthly recurring donations? You
yes,
already answered
we do.
yes. Is it possible to get like demo access to the tool?
There is no demo environment as such, but more than happy to give a demo, of course. So if you are interested in this solution, don't hesitate, reach out, and we will be super happy to give you a demo and to show you the details, right?
They can probably contact you right after.
Exactly. So it's netskill.be. You will find us on the web.
Is there an integration with Facebook, Instagram, or any other social network?
We leverage in that domain the standard Odoo capabilities. Yeah.
Okay. Have you implemented integrations to payment providers? Like there is a donation from through and then.
Yeah, sure. Stripe. Actually, once more, this is standard Odoo, right? So if you see that PayPal, Stripe, your local payment provider are supported in version 16, it will work, right? And if you have, like in this case, a collect approach, which is super useful for fundraising, and they have a specific way of transferring the transaction, the donation details, it's just an API that you have to build, and then you can integrate it.
Amazing. I have two more, unless I fill it back. Is there a mapping between donations and collection goals and projects?
Sure, exactly. So the collection goals are like your ambitions, right? That's more the KPI aspect of the game. The projects, it's what we name an analytical accounting approach that we have leveraged. You have all your projects. You can define automatically. Let's imagine that you do a mass mailing for a specific project. We use structured communication. When the system is detecting this structured communication in the payment details, automatically it brings the right project in the system. Otherwise, the donation manager can define manually that this month all the donations will go to that project, for instance. But all those aspects are, of course, managed in the system.
Okay. What is your value added compared to iRaiser?
Okay. So iRaiser is a competitor. iRaiser is also Odoo based. I don't know the details of iRaiser, to be honest, so I could not make a feature-to-feature comparison. What I heard is that iRaiser was based on an old version of Odoo, and I think our key differentiator is that we are for customizations, we are much faster than many of those larger companies. So that's the feedback we received from our clients that, yes, we are more agile.
Do you have people, just one from mine, do you then have people coming from iRaiser and now contacting you that they want to change?
They are welcome. No, obviously, there are some, yes.
Okay. Do you work with budgets? And if so, how do you do so?
Excuse me?
If you work with budgets.
Budgets, do you mean from a project perspective or?
When you define a project, you define a budget, and then you track in and out of. Do you define systematically a project and then track the analytics through the budget?
You mean the allocation of your donations, right?
Yes.
Okay, sure. So you could do that, right? It has not been implemented at this stage. It's not that you have systematically for a project like a target, but yes, you can. So for instance, it's super easy also from a dashboard point of view to define. Apologies. To define a target per project and to see on here like this. You have 6.6 million based on a target of 20, just to give you an idea, right? So you could have it on a project level. The same here. You see that your campaigns leverage a specific amount. You could decide that for each of them, you have an ambition, and then you can compare where did we succeed, where did we overachieve, etc. Yeah, you could do that, right?
And did you use the e-commerce to do the fundraising?
You could, yeah. Of course, if you decide to sell items for any good reason, you want it's certainly a channel that you could leverage. It's a good idea.
And I would like to come back to the question about the sale order, because for us, all the implementations we did, was by considering the sale order and the invoicing, automatically invoicing everything, and then the accounting will be generated automatically. So why a specific model?
So, yeah, I think this was one approach. We could have leveraged it, but we wanted to make it lean as possible. But basically, yes, behind the scene, you will have something similar to an SO, obviously. You will have automated account moves in your account, in your accounting, and that's the magic. That's really the magic, right? Starting from a bank statement and doing the retro in the reverse engineering to the contact and to the what we could say name a sale in an Odoo terminology, right?
Last one, and then
Sure.
thank you.
Happy to.
Is there planning and reporting on grant projects?
Reporting on grant project.
I think they mean Gantt, the view, the project, the view in Odoo. Bigger projects, the large projects. If there is like a planning and a reporting for really big projects that you're having, or an overview.
To whom? Towards the donors?
Yes, with donors, but not private donors. Public grants. Public grants, yes.
Okay.
With funds.
No, of course. If you get spectacular donations or grants and you want to share them, I mean, some clients bring that automatically from the backend, from the ERP on their website, because this is sometimes a very good motivation factor for others to contribute if they see that it's a successful campaign, etc. So if this is key for you to be quite transparent about the success of a campaign, and maybe to share the sources of the donations, feel free to do it. So we've been doing that, making sure that the website is connected with the backend, so that for the key campaigns the results are presented real time, right?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.